Hi, okay, so I am going to show you how to build a website from scratch using Elementor Pro design tool. Whether you have Pro or just simple Elementor plugin, either one is fine. I'm not going to use any special Pro design features. I'm just going to do strictly with a basic Elementor plugin, although I will download Pro just because what I'm going to show you is right here, my actual personal blogging website. So I will start off from the very, very beginning and go over setting up your DNS servers through your hosting provider, buying a domain exactly from the beginning, and then end with this right here. And how I got to build this, everything in here, you will see how to design top to bottom. I have what I like to call kind of an artist mind, where you might see points in the course where I kind of go back and forth. I usually am very organized, but you may come across points in the course where I can overlook something small and then go back to it later to fix it. You might catch it before I do, and in which case, in the end, though, I will go over the entire website, do a run through, and if I miss anything, I will go back and fix it. But I'm going to do the best I can to be as thorough as possible as far as going over everything that someone would need to know navigating an Elementor Pro or in WordPress backend dashboard. I have worked with many clients, many companies, business owners, or even just travel bloggers, and with every client that I've had, what I'm going to show you in this course has been perfect, has been exactly what they needed, or is generally all that you will need to know as far as navigating on a website using Elementor Pro professionally as well. I've never come across a client who was unhappy with the services I gave them. So myself, I'm creating a website with purpose, right? So this is a blogger's website. This is a blog. And so that's something to keep in mind too. What website are you planning on building? And if you are planning on doing it professionally, what clients are you planning on working with? What industry are they in? Because that can help you determine the structure of the website as well. And it may vary. It may be a little different than a blogger website. But you should leave this course fully understanding how to build a website using Elementor. Okay, so I am looking for my domain here on HostGator. I prefer HostGator over, say, GoDaddy. That's just a personal preference. Some people prefer Bluehost. I like HostGator. So I typed in, you can see it down here on the bottom right, domain that I'm about to purchase, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like when I type in a domain that I'm interested in, and it will tell me right here it's not available. And it will give me other options that are similar to the domain that I am trying to purchase. Okay, and so .com is obviously most common. .org only if you have an organization or a community platform. If it is an option to use like .club here or .info, I just never worked with clients doing web design with substantial businesses use .biz or .info. If you like it, get it, but I've never seen it. So I'm just going to continue to check out, and then I will type in my info, purchase this, and then move on to the next step. Okay, so in order for the DNS servers, so in order for the website to be fully functional, you need to have a hosting provider and your servers need to point towards that hosting provider, or in other words, you just need a provider to support your website so that it's fully functional. And that's HostGator, it's in the name for me. I'm choosing the 1-year package. You can pay monthly, with some providers you can pay bi-yearly. I like the 1-a-year thing just because it's easier. And I'm going to go to the bottom, and because I already chose my domain up here, and I'm going to pay. Each hosting provider will have their own packaging as well. You can sometimes have unlimited websites within the packages. So I'm just going to scroll to the bottom and pay, and then go on to the next part. Okay, and so next I'm going to go to my dashboard, find my domain, and then I go into install WordPress. It should be, if it's not easily accessible on your own hosting provider, it should be under cPanel. I'm going to go down to install now, and then I type in all of my information. And when I'm done typing in my information, such as the email I want to have, that should come with your package. Password to log in to, later I'll show you the back end of WordPress. And then once I'm done entering all of my information in, I come down in here and install. It should take a few minutes. By the time you reach here, which is the dashboard, it is your domain name. So it's whatever you have, .com, .org, /WP-admin. And you may come to a login page. Mine didn't. It automatically just brought me here to the dashboard, I think because I just installed it. But if you are going to wait a couple of days, you may have to log in, which will be the login that when you installed it, you entered all of your information into before pressing the installation button. And so when we come here, you should already have a few things. So one, you should have the color codes that you want to use, meaning the color scheme. So it should match logo colors or match the theme that you're going for. Is it going to be a light website? Is it going to be dark? Stuff like that. So you should already have the colors in mind. And I say color codes because you want the exact codes, because you don't want it to be like a pink off from the original hot pink, as an example. You want it to be the exact color. And so that's number one. So I'll show you how to get the color codes and themes really simply and for free. And then number two, you're going to want all of your photos. So I usually like to keep a rule of thumb for every single website. So I'll do photos for the face behind the business. People usually like to see the CEOs or the people that work there, maybe the factory, or how things are made, right? Another set of photos should be the actual product. So whether that be a store or, if you're a realty company, maybe it should be houses, right? If you are the product, if it's a blog, then it would be you. Then it would just be you as the product. But there should be more than a few images of this product on your website. Some photos to make the website look nice. It doesn't have to be, landscapes at every single website or anything like that. It would just have to be something relevant to what the business is, like a photo of people laughing together or something. So that's my rule of thumb for photos. And you want to have your photos and your color scheme or theme already in mind before coming to this dashboard here, or before you do anything else, moving on from this dashboard right here. This is where I come to get my colors. I just go to colorpalettes.net. Super easy, and I just pick out the color I want. Right now I want to go for like a dark blue. So let's close that out and then come here. And in here, I'm just going to click on one. I'm not going to actually, it might take me a while to make a decision, but I'm actually going to click on one to show you. So each color here has a code. And I either bookmark this or write it down. I'll save these codes and plug them in accordingly in my website. And you'll see me do that as we go on. Okay, so now that we have our color theme and images picked out, I'm going to be here on the left side. I'm going to go down to Appearance and then Themes. And I always use one theme for all of my clients' websites. And you'll see why. It is not, they do not end up looking the same, but I will show you. Add new theme. And then I'm going to search. Install Ocean WP. Activate. Okay, so now that we have our theme, we are going to move to plugins. I can't see it because it's behind here. Plugins. Add new. And it's always good to remember that too many plugins can actually slow down your website. So we're not going to go crazy here. First and foremost, Elementor. Elementor website builder. So I have Elementor Pro. So even if you have Elementor Pro or just basic Elementor, you're still going to need to download the Elementor basic add-on and always activate. And there is an additional step if you have Elementor Pro. You actually have to go to the end of Elementor Pro on their actual website and download a zip file and then upload that file to the dashboard behind WordPress. So I'll show you that. Okay, so now that I've downloaded my zip file from Elementor Pro website, I'm going to add new. And I'm going to click here at the top, upload plugin, choose file. I'm going to choose the zip and install now. It should only take a few minutes. I don't download the same plugins for all of my clients' websites. Each website will have its own specific plugins that have its own function. So some clients that are professional bloggers, and they'll have an Instagram automatic feed plugin. They'll have like specific advertising software plugins, and you'll just see kind of each type of industry or field will have their own specific plugins for each website that have its own function. So I've never downloaded one plugin for every client website except for Elementor or Elementor Pro. If you have Elementor Pro, you do have to connect and activate it. So I'm going to show you quickly. You might have to type something in. Activate. And then you'll see here, status active. Now that we have downloaded Elementor, we're going to go create pages. My rule of thumb is to have 4 pages starting. So that would be no matter what business or industry you're in. Homepage, which is the page where everyone who enters your website first lands. Your about page, everyone wants to know who is behind the scenes. That could even include pictures of business owners, family, if it's family owned, stuff like that. And then contact. So if you're local, that would be your address and maybe a map, or email, whichever way is best to contact the store, the company, and then also the product. So obviously this could be more than 1 pages, but if it's a blog, it would be like categories, or if it's okay, so right now I'm just gonna make the pages in here really quickly, and then in the future I will come back and edit these. Because I'm creating a blog, I'm going to start off with categories. And that's about it for creating categories and pages. I need to create a privacy policy for my blog. It's just good to look over the privacy policy while you're kind of building the website, just to let the client, or just for you to be aware of if there is anything missing. So me as a website designer, I will look at this and say, hey, if you have, a functioning store where people buy products, just as an example, then you should have on here something saying that we're not going to use your credit card information, etc. I'm going to go to a place called Termly, and I'm going to auto-generate a privacy policy based on answering a few of their questions. They can do that for me. And instead of me having to go through and type out every little piece of detail. So Termly is usually where I look for just a simple way to handle that. This looks fine for a blog, but I ever want to use anything else, if I ever want to do anything else, like sell books or my own courses or my own books on my website. Okay, so here on the left-hand side in dashboard, there under appearance is menus. We're going to go there next. And I'm going to create the navigation menu, which is what sits at the top of every website. This entirely depends on the structure or how you want your website to be structured. Most websites will have a very simple structure. Just going to hit main. I'm calling mine navigation, but you can call yours whichever you choose. And then I'm going to add my pages. So I'm going to do home, about me. Actually, I'm not going to do about me. I'm going to do categories. Self-care. I'm not going to add that. I'm going to now create a menu to sit at the bottom of my website footer. So I'm just going to call this F1. And it's going to be affiliate, contact. Should be a privacy page here as well, but if not, I'll just add it. And I'm just going to click about me for now. Actually, I won't. And so what I'm doing right here is actually creating my social links menu. I plan to eventually put this under widgets. I'll show you that later. But if you can see, I didn't actually assign this to any specific location. I just created a new one like I did the last one, put an F2, and went down over here to the left-hand side, hit custom links right here, and I already hid in my Instagram. I'm going to show it to you. I'm just going to type it in, and this is what you do. The same thing after I type in everything, I hit save. So now that I'm customizing the website, if you can see here, I have my home page pulled up, and this is just basic. I haven't added my color scheme yet, but you can already see the menus over here, and it wants me to place stuff up here. So I'm just going to start plugging things away and just adjusting as I go. So starting with the left-hand side. So I always work my way from the top to the bottom. Menus, if you can see here, it's currently at main. I did assign the F1 menu to the footer previously, and if you can see down here at the bottom of the website on the right, it's already here as well. And so you have footer 1, footer 2, and that's what this is here, is the bottom of the website. I can fill this up with images, with most people do menus. So I'm going to show you a good example of that. And F2 title. Let's connect. Now I changed my mind. I don't want this to be down here at the bottom in the footer. F1. I actually want it to be over here instead. Okay. I'm going to go back up to menus, and I'm going to take that off just by unclicking here. If you can see after doing that, the lettering down here, which I haven't edited yet, is centered. And I'm actually going to take out Let's Connect. I like it without. And that is editing the widgets. Okay, so moving on from widgets, homepage settings, we already did that. That was one of the first things we did. We don't need to focus on this. Now here is where you'll see a lot of the editing. So I'm fine with basic. I do like usually my font size to be a little larger depending on the type of client I have. It really depends on what the demographic is. But right now I'm just going to leave the font size, the font style, all of it, and I'm only going to focus on color palette change. I'm going to just make that black. So font color, I'm just going to make it black. Publish. Headings. That's fine with me. I actually prefer not to see it. Whatever. Heading 1. That's fine. All the way down to logo. That's fine. Top bar. Main menu. Down. So when you hear the term responsive, that actually means that you're looking. The term responsive means compatible with, or just designed for also mobile friendly and tablet friendly platforms. Or when you use the term responsive, what you're saying is that your website is created so that it's also visible on mobile and tablet friendly devices. So that doesn't even make sense. The word responsive, I can't even, why? The term responsive means when someone says that a website is responsive, they mean that the website has been edited and designed so that we can see it and is fully functional in tablets and mobile on just any mobile device. So here at the bottom, I'm gonna try and move this so you can see. I don't think I can move this. Was able to before. Okay, so here on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it behind my recording here, you'll have the option of a computer, a tablet, and a phone. And so this is what it would look like. It's previewing what it would look like in each of those devices. So as you can see, this one got bigger with the ones that I clicked, and this is because we're using a computer, or I'm using a computer. So this is obviously what it looks like on a computer. And underneath the fonts here, it's nice to click each of these and see what they will look like on each of these devices. You can see the menu, you can see the font sizing, if it's compatible with a phone or a tablet. And it seems to be fine. The headings are a little large, but I think it's fine. I think it's just a matter of style and placement. And I'm going to continue on. So I have page title. All of this is fine. And then I continue on. General options, working my way from the top to bottom again, general styling. Okay, so primary color. This is all a matter of personal opinion and what you personally think will look best on this website. Like I said before, I'm against going outside of what the theme of the business is, the theme of the color scheme of the logos, or anything like that. That's just because you don't want colors to clash. You want to look more professional. You're going to see that I will use these same colors throughout this entire website. I'm not going to flip a switch and go from neon to gray. It's just not going to work. So I'm going to paste and just see how this looks. I am actually going to change the layout. I don't like for the home page, and this is again a personal opinion, I don't like the home page to have a sidebar like this, as you see here that I'm highlighting on the right. Some websites it would work. For mine, I don't think it will. For a lot of clients, I don't set this up unless they ask for it. I'm going to click this layout here. Sidebar gone. I even like this full screen here. I'm actually going to put visibility for page title, and this is again a personal preference. I'm going to put this hide on all devices. And as you can see, when I click here to mobile, it just looks better. It doesn't take up all that space. Just going back and forth, copy and pasting. There's no special magic trick or anything like that, or like the hover color for the text to be this color, the separators to be this color. It's just as simple as that, and it's as simple as, reading everything and working your way down. This is when you can't see it now because I have nothing on here, but this is exactly as it says. It's like an arrow for scrolling up and down. This is a transparent bar. So I can either have it all the way black or I can just have it be completely see-through. Actually, I'm going to keep it the same. Background color, dark. I'll just keep it. Let's see how that looks like. I only did that it's better for your SEO, for you to keep all of your keywords, if you will, for you to type them in your images as well as you upload them. And this just helps rank higher on Google. This again is just personal preference for how I want the layout of each of my blogs to come up, what I want each of them to feature. So I don't want the title, the featured image, okay. Content, some. Read more, yes. The author, the date, not so much. Comments, I'll see. Maybe comments. And then author is fine. I can't. Again, not the tags. No, author box. Category. Category. After. Okay, continuing on. Customize, we're still under customize, working our way from top to bottom. And we finished up blog, now going on to header. Background color. Tells you how this top half of the page will look throughout the website, actually, so not just the page. So if I did transparent and had a photo here, the photo would then lay behind this navigation bar, and I'm not going to use that look. I actually want to keep it on the right side because I eventually want to add a photo here, and the look will just be thrown off if I move this to the center or behind the photo for what I'm trying to go for. This is fine. This doesn't really matter unless you are going to change the look of the photo, the main photo that you use here, but right now I'm just going to leave it. So I'm actually going to use a different logo than the one I'm actually going to apply to this site because I want you to see what it looks like, but I will take it out. They're both mine, but I just want you to see because my logo that I will use for this site, I actually don't want to go at the top. I want it to go within this dark widget / footer section here. Okay, and so I'm going to upload. It's going to give me the option to go into a media library, which I don't have yet, because it does save all of the files that you do upload. And instead I'm going to go into my computer and pick something out. And I hit select here on the bottom right. You can put in for SEO purposes. And this will show up on every page as well. Modify this, shall we? And I know you can't really see, but here behind my recording on the bottom left, what I did was I took this bar where it says max height. So instead of choosing minimal, I can choose center. And as you can see, this has centered. So just as an example, I'm going to change it back. I'm going to remove this. We're in menu, and here, as you can see, I like keeping it, like I mentioned before, on the far right, center or left, but I like the far right. I don't like that search bar there, so I'm actually going to take it out and do that. Time. Disable it. And I'm just going to work my way from the top to bottom again and change the color. Next color and black. Next color. current menu item will show that you're on that particular page. And I can just keep it the hover color. Don't like there to be. So we can just do that. This is drop down here. Actually, yeah, publish, circular reveal. I'm not a huge fan on this. The responsiveness of the website, I'm just going to go back into mobile setting just so I can see. No, I don't like that search bar there, so let me check. It's gone. Let me just make sure. I actually don't want to display this text. Tablet, waste. And now going into top bar. So I'm just going to put it back on computer. Okay, so general, enable top bar. I'm going to disable this before I completely finish because I don't want my website to have this, but just to show you again how it's done, I text color just so it's more visible. Link color. And just in case I do ever want to reactivate this, I'm just going to change the color. Okay. So right here, left content meaning these, type in whatever you want, and then the right social. I'm going to center it so you can see. Content. Social, enable social. Content, general. Different ways that you can show this. Now like I said, I'm going to disable it and it's gone. Okay, so now I am going to customize the footer widgets just to show you from top bar to footer widgets. Right here, this section. Yes, it's enabled. footer bottom, which is right here. Publish. Going into the sidebar, which you don't see here. It's really just a personal preference, whether or not I want it. Some people like to have it on the left side. You see that most commonly with like stores, but I'm still going to change the colors just to have it already completed in case in the future I ever change my mind. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my logo to the bottom footer. I have here the 4 footers under appearance on the left-hand side, then widgets. I'm going to add image, upload my image. It's my logo. You're not going to see it here because it is white and has a translucent background. Okay, and I'm not going to add a caption. I'm just going to hit update on the top right. I'm going to head over back to customize. Since I did add it to the 4th footer, I'm actually going to change the under widgets section here. Columns 4. So from 3 to 4. And I don't have anything in footer 2, but once I do add anything into footer 2, this will be pushed to over here. Under pages, I go to all pages and then my home page, and then I hit edit with Elementor, home page of my website. So first and foremost, need to pick out blocks here. So I'm given options for how to split up my page, and I will show you how to use all of these. So firstly, I would like to add one large block here. And then I like the idea of underneath having my blog posts, and then underneath that, I like to split my page, maybe have an image here with some description over here. And I'm going to do that a couple of times, and I actually like this layout here. I don't know if you can see me highlighting it for the bottom, okay? And maybe just, and I'm actually going to move this here. Okay, so starting at the top, I like to have an image. I already don't like the layout of how I can see space on either side. So underneath here on the left side, underneath where my recording pieces, I'm actually going to hit settings, page layout, Elementor full width. And that's just going to change the structure of my homepage. See, no more sides. And I'm going to click on the image and change the image. Okay. And I want to do the height just a little bit. Cover. There we go. So next I'm going to put my blog articles here. And let's see. So right now I don't have any blog articles in my new website, but when I eventually do add them in, I can auto-generate my newest ones to come up here. And as you can see here on the left-hand side, it says there are 3 columns, 1, 2, There should be 2 and 3 here. There are no photos to show with this one because I don't have any photos to any blog posts, but whoever comes to my site will see them. That's fine. I don't like green. So I don't like green. It's not a part of my color scheme. So I'm gonna go there we go. And hover, let's see. Underneath my recording piece, I have a save or update green button here. So I'm just gonna press that. And then here I want there to be an image. And I'm hitting this, but I'm actually gonna add something to this section. There is no plus sign here, but I do like using many spacers. It just helps keep the website looking clean. I'm going to right click and hit duplicate, and I'm going to take another one and put it under here. I am going to do a 5 just to help it look just a little cleaner. Coming back into here, header. I'm going to use this plus. I'm going to bring in some text. A text box. Where did you go? Okay. And here's my duplicate. I'm going to bring this. So I copied a spacer, brought it down here. I always like to set up websites with the homepage having the top 5. So that would be who, what, where, when, and why. Clients, customers, everyone loves a story. And so in my personal opinion and professional opinion, you will really only draw audience in if you tell a story well. So coming to this homepage, if this, obviously right now it's a mess because we're not finished, but if I make this look good and if I set the story up with the top 5, it will tell all of my audience everything I need to know. So that can either be using photos, that can either be using text, or simply by just a catchphrase. It will immediately let my audience know exactly what my business or what this website is about. And I'm going to add a divider in here as well. I'm just going to start creating borders. I think it might look nice. If I don't like it, I can always get rid of it. So here's one border. Again, right click, duplicate. I'm going to bring this down here. Just drag it down to another image. So in here, I'm going to write about community, about if we're all going through something together. It's really nice to mention it so that we feel a little bit more connected, so that we understand that no matter, where we are in the world, we're all kind of, especially recently, it's nice to write about something to bring us closer. And you can also right click the blocks. See how this looks after. Right here, I'm actually going to duplicate this again. Notice how I'm not recreating anything. It's much easier to just go off of what I already created one time. I'm going to leave this space here empty for my affiliate memberships. Okay, see if I can probably duplicate this here, shrink it, put it to 50, hit it for underneath, here, no, here, it's not going in there, okay, right there. Now it usually takes me a few minutes, but I'm actually going to go in here and write out in this editor on the left-hand side some of the copy. I'm going to edit the style of them. Obviously the text is light. I'm just going to bring it black. I'm also going to change the font size a little bit. Let's do 16. That helped the appearance. And then that's fine for now. Okay. And now I'm going to put in my catchphrase at the top left here. And then I'm also going to add in my blog posts here, so it just kind of looks more together. I want to see if I can add in some borders on the side here. If you notice, I did change my photo. Okay, so I'm going to look into border for the side still. So I went into the width of the border inside this box here, unlinked it, and made a difference in the right side of this box, which is right here. And that created a border by creating that difference. I hope it's not too much of a difference to notice, but as you can see, like in this box here, when I scroll away from it, it doesn't have a border here. And I'm going to now click this box so it matches. I'm going to go in and do the same thing. Okay. And here I only want the right because I don't want the top and bottom borders to clash. So I think I only had it at 1, right? Okay. And see right here, it does look a little thicker right here than over here. So I'm gonna have to change that. So I'm gonna go back up in here. All right, I'm gonna save it and then finally preview it. I'm not so sure about the font. Like I said, I think I might change it. Go back into here and modify the borders. Was it the top or the bottom here? Well, I guess it doesn't matter which one. Okay. Okay, so you didn't have a border, so it was this one. I'm going to see if I hit 0 and then do bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to go in here and do top because we already did top with the whole block here, so we don't need to double it. And then right can be 1, so it matches the same width, but let me see, because that doesn't seem to be there at 1, but I shall see. Left is fine, right is fine, bottom is fine. Okay, now I'm going to move down to this one. Border, right can be 1. And I'm going to update it and preview it again. Last adjustment here, 0. Perfect. Moving on, I am now going to add in blog pieces. So blog articles, posts, I'm going to show you how to write them, and that will be added in here and reflect on the home page as well. Okay, so back on the dashboard, like I promised, I have 3 here. It looks like Yoast doesn't like one of them, but again, I'm fine with that. So at this time, so I am gonna go to my, why don't I just, there's something else. You know what? That's okay. You know what? I'm gonna go to customize. I'm gonna hit two birds with one stone here. So I'm gonna go over to customize, and now that I have some blog articles on my website, I'm also able at this time to edit the footer so that I can move over my logo and create a new category list at the bottom of my website. And so as I scroll down, now you can see some blog articles here. Moving down here. Okay, so widgets. So 1, 2, did I choose 2? I just want to make sure I have the right. Okay, so 3 is there. Let me see. 4 has that. 3 should have a menu. Yes, okay. So then 2 is missing. So actually, you know what? I'm going to move to, how do I want this? Okay, so I want socials. You know, I'm going to do socials, categories, and then that's fine. So I'm just going to click on this here. I'm going to go to menu. Let's see, unless I can't do it that way. Yeah, so I'm going to have to actually, I'm just going to do these 3 dots here to remove it. Remove widget. Okay. So working my way back down. I'm looking for categories. Perfect. So far I only have 1. I have 1 category with 3 posts, 3 articles. I will fill it up as I go, but at this time I have 1. However, that did add a column. So as you can see, my logo is pushed all the way to the right, which is exactly where I want it. So far, I do like how my website is set up. I'm not keen on the font though, so let me go in and change this. Because it is Elementor, I may have to go in manually and change the font on all of this because I did create each block myself. However, things like menus and blog articles, that's where I will see the changes I make here. So going down to options, settings, nope, okay. No, that's okay. Here we go. Font size, yes. Okay, so that's pagination. I don't want that. So, okay, so now I'm going into typography and general. So that's fine. Body. You know what? Let's see if I can find. If you can tell, it already changed in the menu section. Okay, so now I'm going into typography. and general. So that's fine. Body. You know what? Let's see if I can find. If you can tell, it already changed in the menu section. Okay, so now that I've changed the font here, I'm just going to check something because it should automatically be share the same default, but just in case it doesn't, for whatever reason, I'm just being extra cautious. And again, so the font style I'm choosing is a personal preference. Now what we're going to do is use Elementor. I'm going to go back into the home page and switch out these fonts manually because as you can see, these have not changed. So, but these ones have here. So I'm going to do that now. I did edit this image here, going back to fonts. So let's see. Live lighter, here we go. Starting from top to bottom, typography. So again, left-hand side, moving over after clicking this from content, which is where it began, and then going over to style. Oh, that's my font. All right, we're changing the font. Seeing any? Okay. Meta, I should do meta as well. All of it, just all of it one. Keep it consistent going down here. The inner widget block and not the outer larger block. So we're going to continue doing that. So that should do the home page. I've run into having to put in code. So search for the widget on the left-hand side. So basically, I will choose and drag whichever one, whichever style it comes in. So some ads will come in like a short code, which the brackets usually look like this. Some like this. Most of the time, I've just seen HTML, and so I'll pick it, drag it to, and then I would just like paste the code in here, and it would just paste and it would auto generate over here. And that's how you do that. For right now, though, I'm just going to leave it. Yes, I'm in pictures, but who I am, it doesn't really answer the question if someone says like, hey, who is this person, right? I am going to do an image. I like how this looks. Okay, and so I've copied and pasted this here to rewrite. Again, I'm going to go in here and edit some borders. I'm actually just going to add, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to add the one so that it only creates a barrier here. Just going to update that now because I'm here. And then I can't tell if that's there. So what I'm going to do is just update it and preview it quickly. Okay, so this is it so far. So the top 5. So who, what, where, when, why, or how. Who, I am right here. What, so I say it a bunch of times, minimalism, low waste. I really put a lot of attention on mindfulness. And again, it's kind of all in here, all pretty self-explanatory. And so we'll throw people to like YouTube channel and stuff like that. So again, that feeds into the where aspect. I think that's everything I can mention about my business on the front page so people can get an idea. So I'm going to update this and then move on to the other pages. Immediately upon looking at my homepage, I noticed that there is no home button at the top. Seems pretty obvious, but sometimes it's easy to miss the obvious. And so I'm actually going to add this to the navigation menu from left-hand side, appearance, menus. I actually use this drop down to get to the navigation menu and then hit select. I'm now going to look at my pages and go through and edit them. I'm just going to show you quickly the privacy policy with Elementor. Like I mentioned before, use Termly for creating a more detailed privacy policy that is specific to my type of business, which here again is a blog. So after I created it and answered a bunch of questions on Termly, it auto-generated this code, which they have a button to press to quickly copy it. And then I came in here, like I had showed you before, I went into the widgets, searched for code. It was an HTML style, and I pasted it, and this is what it looks like. And so all of this, I did not have to type up, have to do any research on. I just had to go to Termly, and I'm not affiliated with them. I just think it's easy and efficient. So, and I am going back to pages. I have a contact me. Let's see, affiliate disclosure. That's important. So I'm going to hit edit. So the first time, as you just saw, I will have to hit edit. And then after I hit edit with Elementor, okay, so affiliate disclosure, very important to have. So I'm just going to create some boxes here. Since you're designing something, you obviously want to make it look good. And I say that plainly because from the home page, the color scheme again, but also the structure has to match the rest of the website. So whatever I did on the home page, I will implement throughout the website. I'm not going to have the home page have like black and white with blue, and then have like my affiliate disclosure page have bright neon pink as the background, right? So it's going to be the same. You want it to look nice. You want it to flow evenly throughout the website. I'm going to add a spacer here, just for cleanliness. And I'm going to type out some stuff in a minute up at top. And then I'm going to do like a text, plain, maybe. I don't know. I'll say maybe I'll do 2. Center. Okay, great. Now I'm going to update it. I'm actually going to get back. Okay, so I would like to see what it looks like for each of these blog posts, and then I will edit them. So I'm going to go in here to click 1, appearance, and then customize. So it does match this layout. I'm actually going to click on that post. So that got rid of the featured image. I just really don't want that image at the top like it was showing. And now I'm going to pull up the site, and every blog should now have that type of layout. So let me just click here at the top, or I can type it in, whichever. So let's click on this one. And as you can see, the image is gone at the top. And so this is the layout of the categories page. So this is the typical way how to build a website from scratch using Elementor Pro design tool. My general rule of thumb, even if it's just for my own website or for any client's website, I will give myself at least 24 to 48 hours before I hand in or consider myself finished with building a website. I like to leave it alone for at least a day so that I can come back and look at it with fresh eyes. And then on this day, if I need to make any last changes, I have enough time to make sure that everything is tip top.